Farenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Montag, the main character in the story, is a firefighter in a dystopian society where it's illegal to own books. Basically because the government wants to have control over what the public thinks, and they really discourage free thought, if that makes sense. Therefore, firefighters burn books rather than actually fight fires. Anyways, Montag has a neighbor named Clarice. As you can see here, she's a pretty significant character in the story because her questions about society really get Montag to question himself and his career. Montag gets a very important call for a book burning, and the woman who owns the books is told to get out of her house. And she's really stubborn about it and just wouldn't let up. And they told her eventually that they were going to set it on fire then, and she really didn't care and ended up burning alive in her own home with the books. Montag was distraught and ends up taking one of the books that the lady owned. This also is very crucial because it makes Montag question if what he is doing is right and what's in those books that people are willing to die over. Montag becomes quote-unquote ill, and Beatty, his boss, visits him and talks about the times when people did read books and how awful they are. He even almost hints to Montag that he knows he owns books and basically warns him that, he needs to take care of them, but he doesn't say it, you know what I mean? Anyways, Montag, some time later, eventually shows Mildred, his wife, his collection of books that he stole from all the book burnings. And this really scares Mildred, and she finds it quite embarrassing. Randomly enough, Montag meets Faber, an English professor, at the park, and they talk about literature for a while and their aspects on, their society, and they talk about this big plan of teaming up together, which you'll see later on in the video. But Beatty's team shows up to Montag's home, and unexpectedly, is it really unexpected though? His wife turns him in, and she leaves as they show up to burn his book collection. Montag is then forced to burn his own house down. Beatty and Montag get so conflicted that Beatty, as you can see right here, hits Montag, and his earpiece that Faber gave him falls out. Beatty sees the earpiece and threatens Montag to find the person on the other end, which is Faber. At this point, Montag is really in shock right now. I mean, his wife just turned against him. His boss, it's no longer his boss, and his team were threatening to burn down his house. He's just in shock. But anyways, so he gets so mad that he burns his boss Beatty alive that you just seen. And Montag becomes scared and runs away to meet up with other people that also enjoy books and literature, like him and Faber. They meet up outside of the city, and from where they're at, they can see the city still, and all of a sudden, it becomes bombed with jets. The group of outcast book lovers come back to the city and hope to rebuild their toxic society.